Go on
binary.
0.
You didn't know that? Can you give me just a little bit more on my headphones? Perfect. Oh man, I am so stinking stoked.
Stoked. Do it.
Stoked.
Show them how stoked you are. Oh man.
And don't forget to monitor the chat as well, since this will be get that first experience. What is going on? Meals on Onewheels crew.
Meals on Onewheels. The gang.
We've got full flipping house in here today. We've got so I want to go ahead and just get right into it as far as introductions, and I'm going to start with what I see at the top right, and that's Ev. Ev, go ahead and give me introduction.
Hey guys, I'm Ev. I'm one of the co-founders with Mike for Meals on Onewheels, and so, I mean, I don't know how much more introduction you need, but you know, it all started with us, but it takes a team to make it move. So
Awesome. Vanessa, go ahead, give me an introduction.
So I'm Vanessa. I'm from Northern California up by Sacramento. I met these guys through Instagram, and I help a couple of friends run a little group called Gold Country Onewheel out here. We have about 420 people that are in that group from around this area, and I got hooked on Meals on Onewheels in April 2021, and I've been with them since.
And then last but not least, we've got 3 people on the other camera here. The Moo Crew. Let's, I just see Moo Crew over there. So go ahead and just give us some introductions. You can start, from my left.
Who are you, man?
Hey, everybody. My name's Eduardo. People call me Lalo. I'm from San Francisco, California. I go around everywhere in the Bay Area. How I met Mike as well, just being here in the Bay Area. But I've been part of Meals on Onewheels for pretty much its inception. Mike had this amazing vision, and he just wanted to bring me along, and I've been along for the ride ever since. So.
Thank you very much. Right on. Hey, everybody. My name is Mike Sierra. I'm the co-founder of Meals on Onewheels, the global stoke generator, and it's just a privilege to be on the Pushback Army podcast. Thanks for the platform, y'all.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Jackie. Been around helping out on Meals on Onewheels for a while now, and just a pleasure to be here and spread this message with y'all.
And we have one more person we want to bring in. Go ahead. This is
Yeah, we got a pop in here. We got Shirley.
my new baby.
Oh, wait.
Oh, my.
The new baby out here.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, let's go.
It's going to expand your range quite a bit.
Absolutely. We got one other person popping up in here real quick. Shirley, I see you've, looks like you're driving. Don't be illegal, please.
I'm driving. I'm like literally like.
She's literally like perfect. Let's see what we've got going on.
And then I'll
here.
introduce
That's the one
myself.
and the only Shirley.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So I want to go ahead. I'll pull it to the. Let's go to the crew over here with Mike. Right. Let me go. Typically, we ask everybody like, how'd you get into Onewheel, and that's like one of our big questions. So I want to know like where'd your journey start? Like, did you have like I want people to really understand what Meals on Onewheels is, and we're gonna get into that. But how did you even get into Onewheel? Or what's? And also, I want to put it this way: which came first, Onewheels or the kind of the meal donation?
Yeah, you know what? Super organic, super grassroots thing. During the pandemic, the stokes were not as high. The atmosphere was real, you know, like womp womp. So I said, you know, I'm gonna make an impulse buy for me. I copped a Onewheel. I live and breathe Onewheel. Everywhere I go, in any place, my work, my organizing spaces, my friends, my family, I make everybody hop on. And that's how they got here too.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah, so going off of what Mike said, he brought the Onewheel over to one of our family events at my grandmother's house, where we pretty much all spend like a lot of time there. So he brought the Onewheel over, And I'm like, oh, I've seen those, like, around, how does it go? Like, is it easy riding? That's the first question a lot of people ask, like, oh, is it easy to learn? So we went downstairs to the garage. I got on it. Obviously, the whole wobbly thing at first. So the first time that I got into Onewheel, or just introduced to Onewheel, was through Mike. And then after that, just kept trying it out until I finally got it.
Nice.
And
got you hooked.
Actually, before that, my cousin got his. Yeah, exactly. He got hooked right away. Before that, though, my cousin got his as well, who lives also in my grandma's house. And after he got it, I'm like, oh man, I have to get one now, because they were just going riding together all the time. And I wanted to really be a part of that, trying to see what that felt like to ride with them.
That's super amazing.
And then we got a newcomer out here. What's up? How'd you
Oh,
start?
yeah.
Get on
No,
it.
Same thing. I mean, for me, food distribution came first, and then I started going to these Meals on Wheels distributions just to help pack the food. And next thing I knew, I was on one and off a ramp, and the rest is history. So here we go.
Nice. Ev, how about you?
Funny story, I mean, maybe sad story, but before I got on a one wheel, I actually moved back from Alabama. I'm from the Bay Area, and I had broken up with my boyfriend at the time, and I went on a group ride with Brent. He's one of our people who got started with us, and I literally went on a bicycle to a group ride in San Francisco with float addicts and all of them out there, and they were just pulling me on these one wheels, and I was just like taking videos while I was doing it. And so it was just kind of like a interesting atmosphere, and that's where I met Mike. And I was just like I met so many other people. I met Lala as well, and it was just like a big vibe and crazy stoke, And so when I was there, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, it has a community revolved around it, and I was just stoked. And I was like, I'm gonna get one, because before this, I used to snowboard, and then I was like, we need to have something that you can ride, so that you can ride all year round. And this was like a dream come true, having a snowboard on land, So
Yeah.
that's kind of where my started.
Very cool. Vanessa, what about you?
So I have no board sports experience. I didn't skate. I was terrible at snowboarding. I could barely get up on a wakeboard. A friend of mine had a one wheel, and I tried. It was a pint, so I started with that. So I got jealous and bought one too. And so it's just like two of us kind of putting around on these pints, and we didn't really know there was anybody else around us. And then we found out that if you go on Google, the float life is 20 minutes down the road in Sacramento on this, and we're like, what is this place? So we bought some accessories, started meeting people, and from 4, it's 4:20 now. And that's it. We were just hooked. So the one wheel came first before the distribution. Like, it's awesome to me that it has led to this for me. It's something further than just having fun. I mean, I love that we have so much fun with this, but this is the fact that it led to this is just so awesome. So the board came first, then the meals for me.
Gotcha. Awesome.
That's awesome.
So I want to get I want you to give the pitch of like, all right, so we're a bunch of East Coast, like I had started off and said, bumfuck Ohio people over here, right, where it's literally snowing and raining as we talk. I don't know a whole lot about like, as a fresh rider, what do you tell people about like Meals on One Wheels? What is it? How did that thing even come about being an idea? Like, were you just riding around and had a hamburger in your hand and like, oh cool, I want to like pass this off? Or how did that come about? So I don't know. Go ahead and I'll let Mike start. We'll just have Mike start when we go through the questions here.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you my half, and Ev can give you her half, because we put two in together like a puzzle piece, man. I've been doing a community work for the past 10 years in the Mission District. I'm heavily involved in community and education. We do a bunch of food outreaches. I started with one called SF HOP, which is San Francisco Homeless Outreach Project in San Francisco. When GoFundMe first came out, I'm a broke college student, so I don't have any money, and I said I'd love to give back somehow. So it started with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in a water bottle. I said, yo, let me put $100 GoFundMe, and let me see if the community will back me. And then right then and there, within an hour, I was completely funded, and then I was able to use my grandma's backyard to start distributing meals. Long story short, SF Hop turned into Myriad Outreach Project. We fed over 6,000 people, right? So, and that was on bike carts, wagons, cars, on foot, and it had no electric component. It was just pulling up in cars and bikes and stuff. So that was a process that has happened, and we started with that, and then we started adding resources. The more people we got, started merging with schools, merging with churches, merging with family members. So it was just grassroots thing that was just in San Francisco Mission District in my neighborhood in a 10-block radius. And now we're worldwide and global. And then we're going to tell you how we met, Ev, and how we met.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of shared a little bit. I know that I met Mike at the San Francisco group ride. And so when that happened, I created a video. He saw it and he's like, dude, I love your video. Can you humanize the process of volunteering and the outreach itself and the process? Because, you know, people see the outcome, but they don't see the process of how it's done. And so that's kind of how we became and how we started growing in what we do, because people see the process, the humanization, the volunteer work, and all of it involved. So that's pretty much how we met. And you know, we did our first outreach November 2020 in front of Mike's house, and you know, was it your grandma, Mike, that did the food, or?
Yeah, his grandma, which is my grandma. Yeah, it's our grandma. Yeah, all of our grandmas combined, and it was our aunts, it was our grandmas, it was our family that we were like, yo, we need to cook for 200 people, and if it was up to me, it would be mac and cheese and hot dogs. So I'm glad it wasn't me.
And yeah, I mean, we came up with the idea. It's like, why don't we just distribute these meals on Onewheels? It sped up the process. Like, how long did it take? 4 hours and a half, Mike, you said? And then now it takes like an hour and a half, and now it's even faster. So
yeah, it takes 5-hour process, parking, trying to find where to go. People don't have access in certain like crevices or different parts of embankment. So it was a lot of stopping and parking. This thing cut 3 hours off it, and we're able to do a 5-hour project in about 2.5 hours, 2 hours, and get places we couldn't go 20 miles an hour.
That's amazing. And it sounds like the perfect excuse to just go ride your one wheel around. It's like, oh yeah, I got to get out and I got to do this thing. So when my wife's yelling at me, I'm like, nope, going to deliver meals. Sorry.
group ride right after.
That's right. All right. Let's see here. So we've got,
and you know what, if you want to, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, if you wanted to talk about like what we do, Vanessa, the rides too. We do have group rides, and that is what morphs after our things. Like that's something that we just added. It's constantly organically growing, and Gold Country is a good example of how we connected.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, what can I say? I don't know. I love it. Like we started, yeah, Mike's right. We went down from like when I first started, it took a couple of hours to get everything together. Now we're like streamlined in that process. We have kind of like more PEVs coming out. We have some EUC riders. We welcome everybody. We welcome people to bring their kids out or family members that don't ride to just help with the assembly in the morning. And now we're just having more and more people. Like you'll have like Eastgate show up and they're just cruising with us. Dogs. We've got a dog in the corner, a famous dog. She's a one-wheeler dog for sure. But yeah, we've just been doing like, I don't know, it was great. We did a parade this Christmas. Like a couple of us did a little parade up here in my area, and Shirley brought Sky, and Sky was on the one wheel, and we had like some Meals on One Wheels bags. And so we're kind of just like showing the community what really the one wheel is about. It's giving it a positive image, especially in our area. We've had some issues with some of the bike trails that we ride on with state park management. So we're going through a lot of that official legislation type thing to make sure we can ride and are welcomed in a lot of places. So this is such a great way to spread the positivity of a one wheel. Yeah, it's fun, and yeah, we're kind of hooliganing around, a lot of us, but this is this family friendly kind of everybody thing. So it's just been really cool to see it evolve over the last year.
Very cool. And so I want to pause here just for a second, because so Shirley, I'm looking and I don't see your clip recording on our host board here real quick. So before I have you talk or go across anything, I want to make sure we're getting some image and video with you. So I'm not going to skip over you for now. I'm going to keep the show rolling. But as we're doing some technical looking in the background to see if there's anything going on.
I feel like I'm going to have to just stop it and do it again.
Is it because is there somebody that needs kicked, like my extra host, or because it says there's 7
I think
people.
it's because she joined in after I hit the record button.
Okay. We're gonna stop the recording real quick because we're gonna splice it back in, and I'm gonna see if it will allow you to record. So, all right, there we go.
There it is.
So Shirley is recording with us now. So if anyone joins post the recording now, we know that.
Yeah.
It's not
They will
automatic
not
to start.
record.
Yeah.
Well, we should for sure get an introduction on Shirley, right?
Yeah, I want an introduction on Shirley because one, when we were talking about the dog, 3 minutes ago, we missed it. So let's talk about this dog here for a second and get an intro to Shirley.
So this is Sky. She's 7 years old, and I've had her since she was born. And at first she was always like just a cute and cuddly kind, just always just like, just giving loves, kisses, always just wants to be carried, and she's always on her back. Like, I think she's like human in the inside or something. But because she always like she sleeps like a human. She sleeps on her back. She eats like, I don't know. Anyways, but how she started, it was actually a joke. It started as a joke because I came home one night in the around after work, and my roommate was washing her car and cleaning her car, and I had a friend's board that I was borrowing at the time because I didn't really get an XR till last summer in August as a birthday surprise, and I came home with the friend's board. It was Caesar's board from the float pack, and he was just like, okay, so let's see if she'll get on the board. Because I've watched Lucky Dog, Shoulder Dog Dude, and Super Murph. Those are like my three dog idols right now. And it gave me the idea. So I put her on there, and me and my roommate was just giggling. And I wanted to see if she would ride on it by herself. And I put it on there. I put her on the board, and I could feel my front hand just like clicking because I wanted her to just be like leveled at first. And as soon as she didn't even move, she just stood just like really still. The board just started going like just slow, just a little bit. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's doing it. Oh my God, it's on. The video is on her Instagram. So I called her Onewheels Sky. And she was on there first, and she was going really slow, but she started like turning towards the car, and I said, oh, hold on. So I kind of repositioned her again, and I put her like in the middle of the street at night, and the board just took off with her kind of really quick, and it hit the side of the sidewalk, and all you see is Sky just like flying off the board and lands like a cat. And she just lands just like a cat, just like meow or whatever. And then I said, oh my God, Sky, are you okay? And then she was just like shaking herself, and she just looks at me like, okay, as if she's saying, okay, can we do this again or something? But so I had that like light bulb moment. So then the next day I made a video with just me and her just riding around the city, and it was really hot. And she looked like she had a blast. And as we're like crossing the street, all you see is like neighbors just like, oh my God, it's a dog. And then there's this guy in a car just like, yeah, and rolls down his car, rolls down his window and goes, your dog is awesome. So that's how it started. And then her first Moo event was the Stockton outreach, and that was really good. I saw another dog named Cooper. He's like Tim's dog, but so there was only dogs, and this was like her first outreach, and we were able to just have her roll like with me. So that was like the great part. And ever since like then now it's like I just ride with her, and if I go without her to a group ride, people will just ask me, "Where's Sky?" Like that's all they. I was like, where's Sky? Or I'm just invisible. Awesome. I'm invisible to them, so I don't know. But she's a good sport. She has like a dog helmet and dog goggles, and I made this shirt. It's called Dogs of Moo. It Meals on Onewheels. Lalo came up with the name.
That is the best.
He came out with the name during the Stockton group ride. And it's like, yeah, Dogs of Moo. And I was like, it clicked in my head. I was like, oh yeah, we should do that. And now it's like, since I have like a new fender on the board, I'm just putting only like dog stickers on it. But yeah, she's
Isn't,
like officially always there. 'Cause
Isn't Super Murph the dog that was like, I think I saw him on the Pit Vipers page. He was the dog that's wearing pitties and going across. I think that's when I saw Super Murph for the first time. I was like, what the heck? I'm like, that's amazing. You just need to get one Sky some pitties.
coming up soon too. And like I think he's from his human is, I'm saying human. It's Blake, that's his name. And Murph, and they're like from Arkansas, and from time to time I'll always message and like, your dog is cool. I wish Sky was like had all those cool stuffs too, you know. But if it wasn't for those dog one wheel riders, then I would have never gotten the idea to actually try to put her on the one wheel. So that was a good part.
So what we're saying is, I should really try to put my dad's corgi on the pint and see what happens.
That would be amazing.
They're ready for it.
We can
They're
all have
so
dogs
ready
of
for it,
Moo.
man.
He's low enough; his center of gravity should be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. My little
I tried
dog,
putting
my
my
Shichi
husky
Poo.
on it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I have a side.
I got a turtle.
Yeah, there we go. I got a turtle too. I could put the turtle on, but I don't know. My Shichi Poo would just like, I don't know. She'd just rip and like go chase people and stuff. She wouldn't stay on the one wheel.
It's so interesting because is Shirley's Dogs of Moo, because they're bringing their dogs in and centering their dogs. A lot of the outreaches, people would take the food out of the bag and say, then give it to their dogs. So because Shirley is bringing the dog and people are bringing their dogs, we now have a Moo component of Dogs of Moo that we're giving out packs of treats, dog food, leashes, dog toys. So it's constantly evolving. And because of beautiful people like Shirley, now we have stuff centered for just dogs on our outreaches. So this is why it's just so beautiful. All these people coming in and sharing their craft and their love to expand the project and the mission. And now she just made those shirts and those stickers. Yeah. So, and if you want to let them know about what they should be voting for and how you're going to give back, right?
Oh yeah, so I entered during a contest called America's Favorite Pet, and it started in February 8th, and it goes on until April 7th, I believe. And if she wins, she gets to be on the cover of Dogster magazine and also win $5,000 cash. And that money, so me and Sky is planning to donate $1,500 to Meals on One Wheels to help with the nonprofit. And yeah, that was actually one of the main reasons why we joined the contest, because the contest is also a nonprofit, so it's like a nonprofit helping a nonprofit. So yeah, I really like it. Right now she's there's different groups, different tier groups, so she's first place right now in the top 5, which is great. And then she goes on to the next one, was like quarterfinals, semifinals, and such. And I know Super Murph is also on it too, but he's in a different group.
Taylor, real
right
quick,
now.
I want to go ahead and
But I
check
don't
the
know what
chat and
place
see
he's
if you've
in.
got any questions coming through.
I got nothing. I just got Ev and Vanessa talking about Sky in the chat.
Perfect. All right, I'm just making sure. So I want I want to kind of figure out too, like what areas primarily are you guys serving now? I think I've seen you partner with like the One Wheel Philly crew. So we got some East Coast love for Meals on One. I think it's the Philly crew. Or I've seen different partnerships a couple of places. So obviously you guys are partnering with places. Like where are you guys serving now?
Ev, what's the routine? What's the game plan, Ev?
So right now, so we're currently going to be serving the Bay Area or anywhere in California, Northern California. That's typically where we're at, Central area as well. We have gone to Las Vegas, we have gone to LA, but we're going to try to stay local because we're all in this same vicinity. But we did expand, so we have Canada, we have Boston, Delaware, we have New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So they're all going to be doing what we do to bring it out there because they saw the stoke, they saw the love, they wanted to help and give back as well. So we got them on deck, and we're going to be kind of mentoring them through the process.
Yeah, the Future Motion's been a really big. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
Yeah, Future Motion's been a really big help. And then we've been able to get the stoke, as Ev's talking about, and we've been able to partner with the dopest brands in the game. You know what I mean? So it's really sick. Flux Movement, the Float Life, Santa Cruz Wheel Slip, Relentless, This Fun Wheel, just everybody. So like as Ev's talking about, what we're going to be doing here is happening all over, and we want to see it in all 50 states, all over the globe. We have the tools and the recipe to let that happen. We don't want to be gatekeepers. We want to expand the stoke, let people know how we do it. And we want to see these programs run all over the planet at the same time. So that's our goal. Is we have the recipe and the tools. We want to give it to all the riders that are meeting up. So we've done a 12-city tour and fed over 3,000 people. And that's San Francisco, Oakland, Santa Cruz, San Jose, Stockton, LA, Vegas. But we want this thing to go everywhere. So if you're hearing this, if you're watching this, reach out to us, and it can be in your city, and we'll tell you how to do it.
Let's go.
That's so awesome. I see on your website, I don't know how often you guys update these stats, but you say that you have over 660 volunteers. Is that including these new territories that people are kind of taking up the mantle, or is this just in your local California area?
Yeah, it's pretty much in our local area. We keep updating it every outreach we do, so that is the most updated numbers that we have. So this Fun Wheel is actually the one who created our website, who's Brian, right? And so he actually helps update it with Justin Relentless Shred Shop. And we partner with so many other people who have different skills, and we all just share what we do on our daily lives and to apply it to this. And that's what had made it grow.
That's so awesome. Yeah. And it seems like you guys are now, well, okay, this is what it seems like, because I watched your documentary, which was super rad. And I tried to like kind of peruse all the Instagram stuff and things I could get my hands on. And I'm just curious, is this a monthly commitment for you guys? You do this once a month, or what's the frequency that you're actually going out? I know you're working on it all the time, but how often are you actually hitting the streets for these big rides?
So the first 12 months, we started a year. Every single month, like clockwork, it's been popping. We took a month off in January, and then we went right back on, and now we're going to be doing every other month just to try to allocate more resources. We have the structure, but we need better food, more resources, more hands on deck. We need to get organized because, as we mentioned, not only is it happening in the Bay Area, but we're assisting and mentoring and scaffolding all these other chapters. So we want to focus on that. And Meals on Onewheels has events at the end of our month, but now we're intertwining with other nonprofits, other community groups. We just teamed up with City Eats. We team up with Salvation Army, Loaves and Fishes. So our things are going to be happening at the end of the month, but throughout the month, we're actually going to be helping with our Onewheels, other people's missions. So, and then coming up in May, the first ever Presidio Montessori preschool. We're going to go to preschools, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and colleges and have this program running bigger than ourselves. So that it's happening all the time, always. But once a month is where we're going to be doing our stuff too.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're trying to share it so that we can show other people, especially the younger generation, what it is to give back, how to give back. And, because then we have to show our knowledge, share it with everyone else, and teach the younger generation what to do. And sharing the love is all we do,
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I mean, we have locally here, we're in Ashland, Ohio. We've got one that goes on every month. My mother-in-law is actually the one in charge of it, called Matthew 25 Ministries. And so my house ends up getting flooded with like all the leftovers of things they didn't give away for that month. But they get stuff from like the Cleveland Food Bank, and they'll bring all kinds of food down. And once a month, they leave it like a stationary spot where they're going out. But I could definitely see something like Meals on Onewheels being, something that partners with some. You got Pushback Army here in Ashland, or you got some of these other crews that are developing with Onewheels to go ahead and say, hey, cool, I'm going to go hand some food out, and I'm going to get to ride my Onewheel while I do it.
Yeah, shred while you do it. Dude, so I have a question about the greater Meals on Onewheels community. So you're seeding these other communities popping up in cities all over the North America, it sounds like, and hopefully even further out from that eventually. Is this all under the Meals on Onewheels umbrella, or is it? I mean, I know you said you work with other agencies to kind of help with their community organizing and stuff, but is there like Meals on One Wheels Philadelphia, Meals on One Wheels New Jersey. Like, are there like chapters, or is it all under your guys' kind of umbrella?
So basically, we created new chapters, right? So, if you think about it this way, it's like a McDonald's. McDonald's owns the company itself, right? And then they franchise the programs and the meals and out to other locations, and they run it as their own. So we're running Meals on One Wheels, like the official Meals on One Wheels, on our own, and then the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Boston, Canada, they're all doing it on their own as well. But we're showing them how to with the platform, with the way that we do it, and then they can kind of apply it to their location however they please, as long as they align with what we do and how we do it. Whatever they do is all on their own. They can make it a nonprofit. They don't have to make it a nonprofit. So it's really just if they can get all people on deck and make this grow, we want to show them how and allow them to do it themselves.
Yeah, we're
as
the
well.
umbrella, and it doesn't. You can have 5 people, you can have 100 people. We want to provide the tools, the resources. Instead of you trying to figure out how to do it, we're going to tell you the bumps, how we messed up, how we can short stuff, and give access to our supply line. And even like a Future Motion has been really nice to hand us a bunch of equipment that we can give to our volunteers. So now we're going to be able to siphon that out to all these other spaces. So we all have the same mission, we all have the same stoke, but it's individually curated and tailored to people's abilities and how much they want to go hard and how little. But we're open for anyone and anyone, small, big, regular, churches, schools. We have the platform and the recipe to guide people. We just want to give the game and the recipe out. We do not want to bottle it up. We want to spread it like the stoke of Onewheel.
That's beautiful.
That's so awesome.
I want to know your goal for, let's say we're in 2022 now, and it was established in, what year was this established in, 2020?
Yes, 2020.
Okay. So
November.
What's the goal for 2022? Like, are you guys trying to partner up with some of the like bigger festivals or events like Float Life Fest or Oak City Shred Fest or some of these other guys out there that are, I mean, obviously there are a shit ton of one-wheelers that are coming to these events to then maybe take the information that you guys provide and take it back home with them to their local crew or whatever they're doing to try and do that. Are you doing any outreach that way?
Yeah, that's actually how we kind of started as well. We had Wheels End rides in Las Vegas with Joe, and he wanted to kind of have us do an outreach out there with them as their grand opening, and then Flex Movement as well. When they did their grand opening, they reached out to us and said, "Hey, let's do a Meals on One Wheels in their area," and that was like the largest one we've had, right, Mike?
Here's the picture right here. So this is the Flux. We teamed up with the Flux, right? So sick for the grand opening. This is the Float Life collab tee. We got this one, got the Oakland one. So it's like, it's about teaming up with all these different brands and and just getting the buzz out, because people want to help out. They just don't know how to help out. And when they realize how easy it is, we can start implementing ourselves in these arenas. And Vanessa can drop too. If Vanessa wants to talk about distribution drop-offs of how we get resources in restaurants and stuff. You want to break that down?
Yeah, so basically one thing that we encourage everybody to do, not just like our team, anyone who wants to help Meals on One Wheels, is to find local places that are willing to take a box. And Shirley's a rock star at making the boxes. But, you can kind of ask them whatever. So the Float Life has a box, and we had a car dealership agree, things like that. So places that agree to have a donation box. And then on there we have like posters and QR codes and things so they can view our videos or go to the website, and just got all kinds of information. But that's great because then in your own city, because every single one of us on this team is spread out. There's I think Justin and I from Sacramento are the main ones from this area. And then all of our friends we kind of, collaborate with, but everyone else is like spread through the Bay Area. And so we can basically put these distribution drop-offs anywhere and then have someone go and collect things. And these are things that we need constantly, like hygiene products, dry goods, anything non-perishables. It's the opportunity is pretty much endless. It's just us getting it out there. So you could have like your workplace, if they allow it, your dentist's office, I mean, I know a lot of people don't know what a one wheel is, but it's one way they can learn if they scan a QR code, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's one way.
So I have a question about, now it seems like a lot of your focus is on your unhoused neighbors. What other groups do you specifically attempt to sort of help or service or whatever, or serve, I guess?
Right now, primarily, it started with unhoused neighbors because it was the thing that I was familiar with. But we organize in a lot of different capacities. We don't know how to merge it yet. But we were actually part of Direct Action for Farm Workers, which is primarily during the Cascade fires in Northern California, getting essential resources to farm workers. We also are part of the Building Community Collective, that we make giant outdoor spaces and organize all different ages and all different stuff, spending on neighborhood specific items. And now we're merging with schools. So I have an education background, and so does Jackie. And what are we going to be doing coming up in?
Yeah, so one of the things that's really special about Meals on One Wheels is there's a lot of groups that bring aid, but there are only so many that are combining it with hobbies. And so you really have a unique opportunity to build community, and everybody coming together, like you were all saying earlier, doing something that's really fun for them, but also really seeing what their community needs and what they can do to lift it up. And this is a really good platform because, like Ev and Michael both said, this is the opportunity for people to come in, learn from people who have done it before, who have kind of, like they were saying, this recipe, and go and cook it up yourself with the ingredients that you know that your community needs. So yeah, in May, we're partnering with schools. We've had kids come to the outreaches who are really excited about it and want to bring it to their friends. And like I said, it's a really unique opportunity with this platform that people have to have a good time and help out.
Expanding. And then right here, as your story, what do you do, and who do you get involved with?
Right. So just last Saturday, we partnered up with City Eats here in San Francisco. They also do pretty much what we do, is provide essentials and food for unhoused neighbors in the community, especially in San Francisco, where there's a lot of need out there. So what they do is every Saturday, every first Saturday of the month, they call it First Saturdays. They gather all their volunteers. They cook up all the food in their kitchen that they've been running for like the past, was it Shirley, like 10 years, 15 years? She's muted. Anyways, in any case, it's okay. So their organization has been around for a while, and so when we Shirley has a friend there who is one of the cooks, and so he reached out to her because she saw what he saw what we were doing with Meals on One Wheels, and how we can kind of combine the One Wheels with the distribution to help them out as well. So Saturday, when was the first Saturday of November of last year, we went out, three of us with our One Wheels. We just showed up and we started grabbing all the bags and just riding around the neighborhood to distribute the bags. So there's a lot of communities out there that organizations, I'm sorry, that kind of do what we do. And what we can provide as Meals on One Wheels is our riders, essentially. So if there's organizations in your town that that need a sort of way to transport these essentials, this food that you can't really get to driving or even on foot, our riders can definitely do that.
And your veteran community. Who's coming in? Who are you getting? Who are you bringing in?
Yeah. So I'm also a veteran myself. I served 4 years in the Marine Corps. And we're also trying to see how we can merge with other veteran organizations out there because there's a lot of need in that community as well. And so we're still kind of like in the early stages to see how we can get that started. But as a veteran myself, that's kind of what I want to get myself into, helping those who have given a big sacrifice in their life.
That's amazing. How many riders do you guys typically have? Let's say on like a monthly basis when you have these go across. Like how many people are typically making their way out I don't know if you guys have the stats on like each group. If you do, that's awesome. If not, like just the groups that you guys maintain, like how many riders are coming out to help out with this?
I guess based on what we've experienced, it looks like San Francisco is usually the biggest, or LA was our only one, but we had the most people there. It was like 75 to 100 people that got involved. They kind of differ from 15 to 75. It really depends on like marketing and also just getting ourselves out there. But Oakland has been one of our big ones as well. Stockton was a new one for us. We did once. And so, I mean, Mike, did you want to
Yeah,
add
so
more?
when we have, because I'm from Oakland, they're from San Francisco. We teamed up with Float Addicts in San Jose. So the hubs where people are already meeting for mega rides, they're going to be lit, right? The Flux movement, 808 and Wheels Zen in Las Vegas. So people where they're already meeting, there's going to be a big turnout where they have a shop, right? So that's why we always want to align with that. So we've done a tour. And then we come back and did the tour again. So we come back every year and hit the same city. In theory, we want to have more connections, more riders, and more experiences. So it fluctuates in the beginning because we're just learning how to get people out, how to get the buzz out. And now we have a team on deck because so it's constantly expanding back and forth. But the more we put the pressure on, the more we provide content and the more we give back and the more brands we align with, it's going to be a bigger turnout because all of us are doing this out of the stoke and love of our hearts. Nobody's getting paid for this. We all have full-time jobs and nobody lives in the same city. So we've been able to do this just off a whim, off of just on some feel-good riding stuff. So now we're trying to, how are we going to do it on a better quality? It used to be about quantity, but now we want to shift to quality. So that's aligning with people, brands and restaurants and organizations that are doing the same work as we're doing and providing them with the platform. So the more people we get on deck, the more people we do this with your beautiful soul sharing platforms, we're putting the Venn diagram between markets and demographics that would never merge. The veterans, the schools, the regular riders, the professional riders, the people that have never ridden anything. At our outreaches, we have rider experiences now. Shout out Icebox, donated rails, ramps, bonk rocks. We're having full-fledged rider experiences with music, with food, raffles. We're doing festivals. Full-fledged festivals, right? And so that's the key. We keep the stoke alive. We keep on putting logs on it, and it's going to keep expanding. So it's depending on how much people help out and how much people share and engage. Because you could like something, but it's all community economics and people power. So it's up to us. We don't have a marketing manager. We don't have a program. It's just literally us spreading stoke on social media. And we're just on Instagram. So we're going to be on Twitter, Facebook, live stream. If you're watching this, we need your help. We meet every Thursday at 7:30. We can shoot you a link. We need your help. All right? Help us.
Yeah.
That's
maybe there's even
awesome.
some way, link up with us afterwards. Maybe there's some ways we can help you guys promote.
Yeah,
some different
for
stuff.
sure.
Yeah,
We're promotion freaks over here. So I'll check in real quick. Anything going on across it? I'll just make sure that.
Nothing. I'm going to put out one thing, though. If you are in the audience, if you want to just drop something in chat, just so that I know you guys can actually interact with us.
Yeah.
That would be dope. Because
It's
we got
a new
two
thing
in
we're
the
doing,
audience
yeah.
right now. So the two people in the audience, someone just say hey.
We've not promoted this at all. So we have the option to have an audience and come along in. And obviously we run into hiccups and all kinds of shit when we record. So we haven't opened up this opportunity yet, but we have the opportunity to bring call-ins on. We can answer questions on the chat. So we want to kind of test this. We want to put some feelers out there. So yeah, we'll see if anyone puts in any stuff in or else I'm just going to can it and we're going to call it a recording. I want to shift direction here though. I want to come back and I want to know how many meals have been sacrificed via nosedive.
Yeah.
Or how
many
bales.
Yeah. How many hospital trips? What kind of?
I just saw all four cameras go like this at once.
I saw a gnarly one in Stockton, and I don't know if you guys know a lot about Stockton. It's a scary place. It truly was the most life impacting for me last year. But we're riding through an encampment, and it's got a lot of dust. It's dry in California. It's just all mud, dust everywhere. It looks like Mad Max or something. I can't hardly describe, in words what it looked like out there. But we're riding. We've got this guy who is somebody's brother from my Gold Country group, and he rode only a few times. So he comes out, grabs the bag, super stoked to help out. And he just does not see this big rut in the dirt. So he goes right into it, right in front of me, and all I see is dirt everywhere. And I'm like, oh my gosh, bags, dirt, everything. So bless him, bless his heart, because I remember like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he just gets up and all he's worried about is the bags. I'm so sorry, because there was spaghetti coming out of the takeout container and everything. And he was a champ. Like, he busted up his knees a bit, but we have this whole OWI, we call them OWI teams, Onewheel Injury Evaluators. I said that right? How?
Awesome. And, it's just the medic in the rear.
Yeah. So those folks have like a CPR or AED cert, and some of them are nurses, some of them are like, whatever. I have my cert too, but I'm afraid to do it. I'm like, I've stayed away from it because I'm afraid to do it. But that was the worst one I saw. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but he was a
Yeah, you would think.
No, yeah, I actually.
Yeah, you would think. Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead, Ed.
I remember that he's actually accident prone, and it's actually the Owie's brother. So she was tending to him. She's like, "Oh, this is normal. He always hurts himself," and so it was just like he's like, "Oh, this happens all the time." So we're like, "All right, cool." But I mean, I haven't experienced anything. So Mike, I don't know if you have.
What's so beautiful is you would think just the call to action to say if you come to an event, you kind of already have it in your mind that you're going to be delivering these bags. So people are already come at their threshold. Some people come to hit the ramps, hit the rails, win raffles, and support and pack bags, and they don't go out, and that's okay. There's something for everybody here. But the people that are going out are some above average riders and average riders, but there's a stuff for everybody. And we didn't even have an hour patrol. So when that happened and I ate it, then we thought like, do we even have like safety? We need a safety person here. And luckily nobody's really hurt themselves. And then we have a group ride after every event. After we work hard, we play hard. And then we ended up our group just riding around. So now we have an official mega ride after every event. So we have the owie there. We have, generators on deck, and we're helping. We're safeguarding people, so there is stuff, but luckily, no broken bones. I would say in the whole year and some change, I'd say maybe real talk, I'd say 5 to 7 that I've seen to actually like fall and eat and completely the food's done. So we'd have to get another food, but everything else is packaged, so it's good that it can take that L. So we tell people 1 in each hand. There's no need. Nature never rushes, yet everything gets done. But then you have the people that have like 8 bags in each hand, and I go, come on, bro. I know we're gonna have tons of opportunities, but luckily, no broken bones, nobody's got hurt, and just some hurt plates, not feelings.
You just see them pulling up, and it's like, hey, I get food and entertainment. You just oh, here's your food,
bro. I think we need to do a cross collab and make a patch with just the big red cross on it, just says Owie on it. We need to do that and give patches out. Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
We call it the ouch pouch. It's an ouch pouch for an owie person.
The ouch pouch.
Perfect.
That's so awesome.
Oh,
that's amazing. We'll get them made up, and then you guys can hand them out for people who actually like successfully come and do it. So we're gonna be releasing challenges with we got merchandise coming out and different stuff, and there'll be like a different type of membership people can come into it and partake in the challenges. And so with different riders we're partnering with or whatever, they help us design the challenge. And whether it might be someone who's a pro who's going to challenge you to do a rail slide of some sort or some type of trick, or it could be someone like your friend Chris who is just sending it on these lawn chairs on a one wheel. So I think it would be a great idea. We'll come across and we'll make a patch and we'll make a challenge for people that says "Get your ass out" and participate in a Meals on Onewheel one. And if you don't have one near you, organize it.
We would absolutely love that, brother. And we want to share our platform with all of our contributors, restaurants, bars, vendors. We want to add them to our website and increase their presence of the work they're doing. So this is what it's all about, is collaboration. So we'd love to put Pushback on our site that says, yo, like, help them out, because it's all about this reciprocity, right? It's about us helping each other out. And I call it the double, triple dip. Like, if it ain't helping people and it ain't putting all of us on and putting our mission forward, what are we really doing? You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate that. And we'd love to collab in any way possible and support your merch on our site, on our Instagram. It's all about this cross-pollination. So you tell us when to go, man.
Hell yeah. I've got one other thing too in here. The Float NLC crew, they my homie Chris, he hit me up. He said on the app you can't message people. We're gonna look into that later. But he's one of the audience members checking us out right now. And so he helps head up the Float NLC crew. He said come out to Portland. So we'll make sure you guys make sure you get linked up with him.
Write us a message. We're there. We got people on deck. I got food ready for Portland. My friends in Portland, say less. We'll pull up. Let's go.
Yeah, and just know like this can be done at any scale. I mean, these things are big and they can be festivals or they can be small with 3 riders and 10 meals. You know, it's just about seeing what your community needs. If you have 2 neighbors, if you have 10 neighbors, just get it started.
Absolutely.
That's great. I have one question. I don't know if we're going to ask this later or not, but I'm just going to slip it in now. I saw that you guys have a Patreon and I saw that you guys have a GoFundMe. Are there any other ways for people who don't ride and want to support you from a distance? Is there any other way to get in touch with getting you funds or resources?
Vote right here. Shirley's going to feed tons of people with Skylar. Go to America's Favorite Pet on Instagram. We're going to drop a video in the next couple of days of telling you how to vote. It's free. All you got to do is like, engage, share, put an emoji and comment, y'all. Everybody has time, no money, money, no time. Everybody can play a part. You do not have to have a Onewheel, but just like, engage. Patreon is where we're moving forward. You know that a coffee at Starbucks or a burger, $3 is a hot plate of food. $5 is a complete resource bag. Make a pledge, y'all. Make a pledge on our Patreon. And when you do so, all of the dope stuff that Future Motion Onewheels gave us, rail guards, fenders, backpacks, hyperchargers, we're going to bring the festival fundraiser to Patreon. You got a week today. If you pledge, we're going to be giving away free stuff every month on our Patreon. So guess what? Not only are you giving back doing good, you have the option to win a $100, $200 product off just giving back. So what it is engaging, sharing, and just that's all you got to do is like, share, and engage, man. So it's just get the word out and talk to your friends, talk to people, and write us a message. We're always available. So just engage. That's what it is. Engage and help us with the mission. And Patreon all day. And vote for Skylar.
Yeah. I think Skylar might have dropped out there.
Yeah,
but I want to, at this point in the show, I'm going to go ahead because I'll send you guys the Dropbox link later to submit those clips so we get them and we don't have to rip them off YouTube or anything. And what I want to do is on Skylar's clip, or right about here, I want to drop in a clip of the pup, and I want to go ahead and like let everyone see this, right? And then we'll put a big old call to action that says vote now, and in the description we'll make sure we have all the links and everything. We're gonna pause real quick. We're gonna stop the recording since Shirley dropped, and then we're gonna restart the recording. All right, and we're back. So yeah, make sure you vote for the pup. That's it. Go all the way. Get that dog some pit vipers. So,
oh my gosh, please.
I just wanted to add too, like from what everybody was saying with like how there's other people who who aren't one-wheel riders. I have had 3 people message me who weren't through Facebook. I've from Facebook groups and stuff, and some of them were within the Bay Area, because I've actually posted something before on group Facebook groups where even though as long as they're in the Bay Area and they can't go to these distributions where they can drop off like at Float Life or Float Addicts or the other spot as well, I'm actually willing to take the drive. I've also went took the time after work, as long as it's like on the way, I would pick up donations. And my room is not even a room anymore because it's just collecting a lot of donations. And I know some from for the Santa Cruz, right? Like I couldn't put them in my boyfriend's little Mini Cooper because my car was out at the time, and it's piling up. So I had like about 200 hand sanitizers like in my room, just like in boxes, and I only brought like half of that, and I have other ones from like Finless Foods where I went to Berkeley and picked up their donations. So I still have like 2 donation boxes too that I used to have in at my work, and it's just all full right now with like clothes. So I've held on to that, so I just bring those to our next outreach.
And just to
That's
add that
awesome.
is with that we need help with donations too, right? And food. But another thing that we need is a van, right? Every month we spend $300 at U-Haul. It's going out the window. So now, and as Shirley's saying, as everybody's saying, all of our houses are filled with supplies. We need a storage space. So this thing has grown bigger than my garage, bigger than Shirley's room. So when you add to the GoFundMe and Patreon, you're actually putting our overhead. We don't get paid, and all of it goes to 100% of our T-shirts, our stickers, everything goes towards this outreach. So when you do GoFundMe, know that the call to action is we need help. All right, we need a van, we need a storage space, and so we can go spread the stoke farther, because we're wasting so much money on stuff when, you know what I mean? So this is our call to action. If you run a dealership, you run a storage space, help us.
Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk is a big listener of the podcast.
Yeah.
I just saw him on the other day. Actually, he listens all the time, you know. So
I'll see if Dwayne the Rock Johnson can help.
Yeah, I
He's
was gonna say we can at
standing
least
right
get you
outside.
guys some Zoas, you know.
he'll get, you know.
Hey, to the moon. To the moon. Meals on One Wheel, to the moon.
You guys are gonna expand from Meals on One Wheels to Eats on EVs, so it'll be a good time.
Dude.
I want. I think it would be really cool too for you guys if you linked up with some of the. I know nothing's sanctioned at this point, but we're gonna call them pro riders anyways. It would be really cool if you synced up with some pro riders or some of the racers, right? And you guys had some people come out and video it and did like a race for the meal, right? And you had like an endpoint destination. And so let's say it's like, I don't know, 10 to 15 miles away, or just make some distance and have 2 to 3 people or 4 people get ready to race and see who could get the meal there first to win a prize. I think you guys could get a lot of exposure that way. Have some people film it.
Sounds amazing.
It'd be a good time.
They did one for the Meals on One Wheel's 1-year anniversary. Remember, you guys had the game where they had 2 people on one wheel and they had to race around the grass, remember?
Yeah, it's all about keeping it. It's all about keeping it alive, and that's a great idea, man. And even racing, we want to put a Moo jersey on somebody, or just help. You know what I mean? Because again, we're not a for-profit entity. We're not trying to sell anything. We're just trying to increase stoke. So we have the luxury of being around all of these dope riders, man. And shout out to the people, the professional riders that have been holding it down, right? Yeah, like Bodie and Elijah. You know what I'm saying? And Devin, Float Addicts, and Shreddy Mercury and Float Addicts. A lot of dope riders. So you're right. That is the key: is to get all of these people to push that line in that world, because everybody's primarily focused on racing. So that's why we bring in these new elements. That's a great idea. Let's cook it in the kitchen, man. Let's do it. We're gonna do it together. Let's go.
Absolutely. Awesome. I don't have any more major questions. But I want to make sure that we've got all the bases covered for you guys, right? We've got your One Wheel story. We got a little bit of the origin back here. We know what Meals on One Wheels is. What would you say? I know we've mentioned the call to action before, but like ending off partying, this is like our final fireworks explosion show. Like, how do people get involved with Meals on One Wheels as far as like, I'm a rider. I'm going to start with that. I'm a rider. How do I find a local rider? And if I can't find one, what do I do?
Go ahead, Mike. Bring your stoke, Mike. Go.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Really? I met Ev, and we've been able to have a global impact, feed thousands of people across the globe, and inspire children every single time we ride. They see Shirley. Is just to get involved and reach out to us and shoot us a message on Instagram. We're on it religiously. We're gonna say what's up, and we're open. We're not like these people that are like, oh, you gotta, like, we're gonna book a message, we're gonna book an appointment, and we're gonna see what you want, how we can help you, and what are your needs. So just reach out. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. Everybody plays a part. Just reach out. If you feel the stokes, I'm letting you know right now, this is medicine. This is medicine. The world is crazy enough. This is the opposite of what, you know what I mean? We need to keep on spreading the stoke and the good vibrations. So if you're feeling it, reach out to us, and we're going to give you the recipe, and we're going to help, and we're going to unite all together. Because I'm thankful for, if I didn't buy a Onewheel, I would not be on this podcast. None of this would have happened. So just keep on with the stoke and reach out. Closed mouth doesn't get fed. Join the wave with us. It is not a moment, it's a movement to the moon.
Right, or just simply keep an eye out for those flyers on the Meals on One Wheels Instagram and just come out to an outreach. You know, it's a really, really welcoming space. There's a million things you could do, whether it's drawing on a bag, to helping out with setting stuff up, to helping out breaking down, to delivering the bag. So there's a million different avenues. You know, don't think that you come out to this outreach and you're going to be a fish out of water. We're all there to help you. We're all there to give you something simple that works for you. So, you know, do everything at your own pace and just come out.
I love it. Absolutely. And I know it's super early days. So we have a Discord channel we set up it's just a bunch of one-wheel riders that come in and chat. We've set up different group rides for each 50 states. And I think it'd be a great idea to just we'll have you guys come in. If you've never had Discord before, we'll get you signed up for Discord, and we'll create a channel inside the Pushback Army that's just straight Meals on One Wheel. So that way, if they're too afraid to reach out or something like that, there's just a giant ass group chat that you guys can throw some stuff in. You can throw promos in, and give the chance for other people to see what's going on. So obviously, the more awareness you have, the better.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Another thing I just want to encourage people to do is start a local. I know there's lots of Facebook groups, but start something. Just start somewhere small. We started with 3-4 friends who wanted to go out for tacos on Tuesday, and now we have I should send you guys a Taco Tuesday sticker. They're pretty sweet. But we have a Taco Tuesday. But it really was just, if you don't have anything going on, I hear this all the time from friends across the country. I don't have anyone to ride with. I don't have, I've never seen other one-wheelers and everything. And it was kind of the same way. I can't say that now. I know Sacramento's got a lot of riders. But back then in 2020, 2019, we didn't all know each other. So just start something, start a Facebook group, start an Instagram. I am terrible at technology and social media, and yet this group grew on its own, and now I can post Moo advertising in there. So start your own little platform, like a little local group rides group or something, and then throw Moo stuff in there.
Absolutely. And that's how it started here. I mean, again, we are in a very small population town. Our group is about, we'll say, we've had ridden with our area 15 people, right? So there's not a whole lot of it's not a crazy amount of traction. One, we're in Ohio where we can't even go board right now because the weather's crazy.
Snowing and raining at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's snowing and raining at the same time. As I'm looking, oh, that's rain. Oh, there's also snow mixed in with that rain. But it doesn't matter. I think if there's anything where stalking or coming after somebody crazy is acceptable, it's the one-wheel community, because you see somebody else on a one-wheel and you're like, hey, what? Hey, you, yeah. I'm not alone. And so I think that's important for anybody who's listening to do. If you see them on a one-wheel, get involved, get people out there, ride all over the place. And what more better if you're on it delivering a meal? Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, guys. Well, I thank you guys so much for coming on. It's been
an honor. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to see you guys continue to grow. You guys just keep saying stuff, and my smile just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you talk about veterans, and then adding in schools and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, the tattoo, that's awesome.
Dude.
The dog.
we have been looking forward to talking with you guys so much. We've been so excited about this chat, and we just hope that we can help you spread your mission, spread your energy, spread your love, spread this Meals on One Wheels as far as it can go.
Next thing you know, you're going to see the Pushback Army crew out here delivering some
Yes! Man, this has been such a privilege, and we're so excited just to keep the stoke alive. So when we align with people, thank you for sharing your platform. We've been super excited, and we're ready to engage and help in any way possible with your mission and ours. So let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to cue the outro track here. Thank you guys so much for hanging around. It is 6:12 Eastern. So we went right about an hour and 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and it was the best hour. 10
Yeah,
minutes.
it was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get home in time for bedtime. So. Dude,
Kristen and
thank you
I, the
guys
ones
so
with
much.
multiple kids.
over here,
Thank
so-
you.
Yeah, we've got
Thank you so much.
so
you.
much love for what you guys are doing. So thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you for having us.
Come visit Sacramento.
Oh, say less. I'll be
People
there.
Power. We say power.
Family out there.
People. We say power. People.
Power.